Speaker, the state schooling system is the foundation for the future prosperity of this state. And if we properly resource the sector, we can unleash incredible things for Queensland. If we can provide our children, that next generation, with knowledge, a love of learning and the cutting-edge skills that they need to manoeuvre about a changing economy, we can make sure that we can enliven their aspirations and build something phenomenal in this great part of the Commonwealth. But in order to achieve that, we must first unleash the potential of our teachers. And we cannot do that if our teachers are constrained by endless process that is often a solution in search of a problem. And if we can somehow as a state remove the minutiae from that job and allow our teachers to reconnect with their passion, to bring that passion into the classroom, then I think there are better days ahead for Queensland. Unfortunately, though, Madam Deputy Speaker, that's not the Queensland education system that we inherited, because throughout various stages of the consultation led by our phenomenal Education Minister, what we found was that teachers were spending their time completing their own homework rather than setting homework for the students in their class. And that was grinding them down. And I know that because during the recent election campaign, I had the opportunity to meet and speak with many teachers on their doorsteps. And they told me of a system that had robbed them of the joy of their profession and robbed them of the opportunity to provide the attention that the children in their classrooms so deserved. They ached for change. And so at that election, when we announced a policy to reduce red tape for teachers and to give schools more power to deliver the education and experience demanded of local communities, that was something they could get behind. And their support and the support of the community delivered us an opportunity to do just that. And we did not wait like the former Labor government waited for 10 years to do absolutely nothing. We got to work right away. And very quickly, the Education Minister commenced a series of roundtable discussions, bringing together educational practitioners at absolutely every level. And when I had occasion to visit some of my local state schools, I received incredible feedback from those principals who felt finally, after 10 long years, there was finally a government prepared to get off of their backs and to give them the freedom and the breathing space to deliver the experience that local kids deserved. And I heard that feedback right across my electorate. And again, I do want to thank the Education Minister, who didn't just convene a roundtable process across the state of Queensland, but who took the time to visit schools individually in my electorate, whether it was at Canunura State School, Burleigh Head State School, Palm Beach Currumbin State High School. He was there to listen to those delivering education and a better future. And Madam Deputy Speaker, what we have now before us is a bill that captures the spirit of those reforms. But it's important, though, to reflect on the fact that the red tape reductions announced and contained as part of this bill are the second step, because quite soon after the election, not even waiting for legislation, our minister took the opportunity to introduce 6 measures to begin easing the red tape burden. This bill is the second step, and in the fullness of time, we would have reduced red tape for our educational sector by 25%. But what does it mean to reduce red tape by 25%, which is our commitment? It means teachers being freed up to pay attention to children who need the help. It means more time for teachers to sit alongside and inspire those kids prepared to take the very next step. And it means that principals have more time to engage with their communities to understand what programs might be needed to meet the challenges of the local area. Time is money, and a red tape reduction is a way of delivering better resource utilisation in our state education system. And it's not just about freeing time that our government is all about, it's actually also about securing extra resources and extra funding. And as well as doing something today, which Labor were incapable of doing for 10 years, we did something that they were also incapable of doing, and that was to work with the Commonwealth Government to deliver a funding deal that would finally see our state schools fully funded. And so it's quite absurd to hear those opposite preach that they are the custodians of the state school system and that they can only be trusted when results on this side lay their track record exposed. Because it is this side that reduces red tape, it is this side that backs in teachers, looks after their welfare, and it is this side of the House that secures children the funding and resources they need.
1 moment, Member for Burleigh. Members for Inala and McConnell, could you stop interjecting, please, and let the member for Burleigh finish the speech? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Deputy Speaker. And had we been in the classroom, I'm sure those members would have ended up in the principal's office. And the good news about that is, had they been suspended, the principal now need not deliver that news themselves, because this Act now allows principals to delegate that authority, right? Allows them to delegate that authority, which frees up their time. But also, I think about the welfare of students, because for the first time, those who are delegated, who may have the better and closer relationships with those students and their families, can deliver the news in the most constructive way possible. Madam Deputy Speaker, I really do want to close, because I do know that there are many members eager to contribute to this debate as it nears its close. But I do want to pay special tribute to school leaders in my community, like Scott Anderson from Palm Beach State School, Rob Templeton, the principal there at Burleigh Head State
Just
School.
Just 1 moment, Member for Burleigh. Member McConnell, I'm going to caution you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. Mrs. Karen Gravendyke from Varsity College, she looks after the primary campus there, and Michelle Flynn at Kinnindrabar State School. And Madam Deputy Speaker, before I sit down, I do actually want to now reflect on the member for McConnell, because, and I'm only doing this because of her interjections, but as a local area councillor, I developed an incredibly close relationship with my schools. And I could see that they were being let down by a rotten Labor government. And although I was in the wrong level of government, I wanted to make sure I looked after them. And I wrote to the member for McConnell, the then Education Minister, and I begged and I pleaded with the Minister, and I said, Minister, the needs of Varsity College are not being met by your government. There is a parcel of land that would allow that school to develop more classrooms. There's a parcel of land that would satisfy the parking needs of those teachers. There's a parcel of land that would open up green and open space to that school, because that school had no oval of their own. And the former Education Minister, the member for McConnell, wrote back and said no. Instead, that land was developed. We now have apartment blocks there, and that school forever will have no green and open space of its own. That is a very sad outcome for the central and southern end of the Gold Coast. And the fact that the member for McConnell did not take that into consideration as she interjected as I spoke of Varsity College shows that her government never, ever cared about Varsity College, but thank goodness.
Point of order, Speaker.
Burleigh, 1 moment.
Okay, now it's getting a bit out of control. I take offence and I ask that it be withdrawn.
Member for Burleigh, will you, the member for McConnell has taken offence. Will you withdraw, please?
I most certainly withdraw.
Thank you.
Very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. But in conclusion, can I say that this government is committed to the prosperity of the state. Prosperity built on the back of an incredible education system where every student can enjoy the facilities and resources that they need. Thank goodness the government changed, because that's precisely the future Queensland kids can look forward to. Thank you to the work of our Education Minister. Thank you.
Speaker.